What's up, High and Logical? Gabe Baker here again. It is October 12th, 3:01. It is kind of gloomy out today, but we are going to be the light in the darkness, so to speak. So today we're going to talk about self-psychology. It's not going to be a delve into the science of psychology. It is about the self, how you can analyze yourself, how you can make sure to be able to healthily break yourself down and be able to feel happy without having to have a need for something to affect your happiness. Over the past couple of days, I've been in this family program with my dad. He's in rehab. It's nothing too serious. It's just been, something that is definitely needed to happen. But over these past couple of days, I've learned so much about myself for how I think, how I talk, how I can actually healthily communicate, how I'm dealing with my own traumas, and how I cope with them. And it's been really eye-opening to be able to look at myself and just be like, dang, Gabe, why are you doing this? And my big thing is I already know what it is. I got trust issues. That's my big thing. I do have a lack of trust issues, and it's more lack of trust in myself. I do have a minor lack of trust in people, but I have been really open to be able to trust people on their word. If they step on your shoes and they kind of backstab you a little bit, then hey, you got to be able to walk away from that stuff. Sometimes it's hard to be able to do that when you just want to lash out, be angry, and just get your own point across in a really unhealthy manner. Healthy communication is definitely key, as people already know that communication is key. Communication doesn't always mean that how you communicate is healthy, but if you can see of how you can healthily communicate, then it is definitely helps yourself a lot. Open yourself up. Be a little bit more open to be able to just let some of these things out, because you need to be able to let these things out. Otherwise, they're just going to be piling all in your head, and you're just going to be overthinking all these things, and then you end up having these coping mechanisms that just don't really help you. Drinking, smoking, sex, anything that really kind of has to increase your dopamine levels. But if you're constantly using these things to make sure that your dopamine levels rise, then when you do have it, you feel fine. But when you don't have anything, it's just terrible. When you do have it, it's fine. When you don't have it, it feels terrible. It does go hand in hand with that. And realizing that I have my own issues, has definitely been able to kind of give me this sense of clarity for myself. I know exactly what I need to do to change these things about how I'm not handling them in a healthy manner, and being able to be okay with myself. Past traumas do suck. I will admit that, being able to have to kind of go back into some of those things is definitely really scary sometimes for people to have to be like, I don't want to deal with that again. But you do need to be able to kind of go back and be like, why are you acting like this? How are you coping with it? How are you able to move on from that? Moving on is not easy. That's a pretty self-explanatory thing. It's the same thing with change. Change is not easy, but change is for betterment. You do have to change for your betterment to be able to change in a really healthy manner, to be able to change your communication, to be able to change your coping skills, to be able to change who you are. For how this is been affecting me has been really good. I've been able to open myself up a little more. I've been able to not feel like I have to have fear constantly driving my car. And if that's a really good aspect to think about your own life as driving your own car. You have the handle on your wheel. Nobody else can touch your wheel, otherwise it's going to cause an accident. You can't drive somebody else's car, because then all their problems and all their other things are just going to be delved on you, and you feel like a doormat because all these things are just piled on you and you feel helpless. So don't swerve into other people's lanes. Don't drive other people's car. Drive your own car. And that was a big emphasis on actually one of the nurses at the rehab center was actually really heavily delving on, is that the sense of self is always necessary. Self-love. You always do have to be able to put yourself first before being able to put yourself with others, on others, or however you really want to interpret that. So being able to think about how I am driving my own car and not having to delve into somebody else's car is definitely been something that I've really been trying to do. If people talk to you in a specific manner, you don't have to respond. If it feels negative for how they're talking to you, you don't need to respond to that. Set boundaries for yourself. Set boundaries for how you want to be able to talk to people. You need to set boundaries for yourself for how people come up to you. You need to be able to set boundaries for your coping skills, for your communication skills, and so on and so forth. These things are not going to be easy for any average person to be able to do, and especially when you have to really delve deep into your mind. As I said, it is really scary to have to be able to go do that. But when you all of a sudden just like reach out and you accept how your past was, it's pretty easy to be able to just kind of be like, wow, I can easily handle it. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to seem easy when you actually see what the heck you need to change. So with that, I don't really think that there is really anything else that I really need to kind of delve onto, but just more like, as I said, delve into your own self-psychology. Think about how you think about things, how you talk about things, how you communicate with people, how you are able to actually keep yourself happy without having to have anything really keep you happy. You don't need to have things to keep you happy, but I mean, addiction for certain things, sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck when you are the substance user, but it does suck when for other people around that, of how you affect other people, how it does affect your family, how it does affect your friends and your relationships. So definitely do take the time to be able to look at yourself and be like, okay, I definitely know what I need to break down here. I definitely know what I need to let go of, because you do need to be able to let some of these things go. Accept your past. Your past does not define you. It's here right now in the moment is what defines you. It's here right now about what you can do today that changes it for the betterment of your future. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, night, whenever and wherever you guys view this. And like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys very soon.